Okay, hey guys, I'm back for some more Art of War 3. Uh, and yeah, we'll be doing another 2v2. Uh, this time with another random player. Just because going with a random player is a little bit exciting. Okay, so we do some decent scouting with a red scouting boost. And we can see that they are doing pretty decent scouting. Not the best, but not the worst either. Sniper towers up to deny scouting and to prevent any sort of attack on my base. And an assault vehicle factory as I upgrade my HQ to level 3, so I can start Hawk production as soon as possible. Okay, I tell my ally to defend this area because a few assaults can easily amass to many, if not cautioned. And so, alligator production, and I think that's a good move to deny Green of his navy. Okay, so with this coyote scouting, we can see that blue has gone vertex. And they also know that I've gone hawks because they sent a few assaults to attack my airfield. But their assaults have been killed as my coyote kills the last one. And now I decide to scout green with my coyotes to see what he's up to. Okay, so we can see that he's still HQ level 2. But at the same time, my ally is also HQ level 2. So yeah. We see that he has 2 level 2 barracks, so possible heavy assault and fortress threat. Okay, so as you guys see, saw right there, the alligators have fired first. But you can easily see how the Vikings demolished that alligator. Of course, these Vikings aren't maxed for their health. Their torpedoes are pretty slow, but if the Viking was maxed out, those alligators would have lost. Okay, so with this hawk scouting, we saw that blue has a level 3 assault vehicle factory, and yeah, some vertex. Not too much to expect though. But now green is going HQ level 3, and my ally still doesn't have the 3rd level up. Producing heavy assaults to counter alligators is a pretty bad move, as alligators completely demolish them. But with the vertex to help out, yeah, these alligators are destroyed. Okay. So, no more alligators. Yeah, these are just 3 vertex. 3 vertex can basically destroy an alligator, basically without losing any vertex. Yeah, that's... And some people still say alligator anti-air is pretty strong. I don't understand why. But anyways, I am going for the 4th level of HQ, so we can start some Albatross production. Okay, and so I decide to scout this area because green is constructing naval platforms. And I didn't want us to lose the navy yet. But as my ally has no alligators out, we there's a little suspicion that green might go Poseidon's or something. Okay, so blue air raids my base, destroying 2 of the 4 anti-air towers I had, and nearly destroying a third. Of course, I have to go the 3rd level of Avia Factory so we can not continue, but start Albatross production. I tell my ally to fall back because I thought he was going to attack this area with 1 alligator, but he didn't, so yeah. And also, he's producing some porcupines and another anti-air tower, along with a couple jaguars. So we have some sort of standing army to defend while I go for some aviation. Okay, another air raid was launched on my base, and you can see how strong rank 20 Vertex can be. And as you guys can see, look, rank 20 Vertex is literally dodging the missiles. You can see it right there. So yeah, the splash damage of the anti-air is causing the damage to be dealt on the Vertex, but not the maximum damage, as the missiles are hitting the Vertex a little bit late. Okay, I produce a couple of Jaguars, just in case Blue decides to attack me with Zeus. And yeah, what I thought is starting to happen. As Blue is moving in with the Zeus, I said to help me because my Jaguars are extremely weak in terms of HP. Okay, so I moved my Jaguars to a more suitable location to engage these Zeus. Okay, so as these Zeus are dying out, Blue comes in with his Vertex. And I decide to intercept those Vertex in case they come in for another attack. But as my Hawks start flying overhead, you can see that Green is sending a horde of infantry at us. So yeah, that's to be noted. Okay, so my Hawks attack the airfield anyways, destroying 1 of the Vertex. Okay. But as Vertex is just super fast, he's able to get a couple of hits and destroy 1 of my Hawks after dying from the anti-air. Okay, so this rifleman was a pretty decent scout. You can see that he's starting to attack right here. I thought he would attack right here, that's why I kept my Jaguar stationary at that point. Okay, so another sniper tower being built, and I send in my Hawk to destroy the fortress, but gets intercepted by Blue's Vertex. Okay, so since my sniper tower isn't maxed, they have a hard time attacking these troops. Okay, I build more sniper towers, since these heavy assaults are completely destroying my base defense. But as my ally moves in, the threat is no longer a threat, and yeah, I got a couple Albatross right here. So yeah, I can produce a couple more Albatross, and we can see where to attack. Okay, so my ally is getting destroyed by Vertex, and requests an airstrike on the airfields to destroy those Vertex. because as these vertex are destroying red, those vertex will lose fuel and will have to exit the map without an airfield. So I think that's a good move, and I plan on attacking both the airfield and the aviafactory. Okay, so 3 buildings completely destroyed. And as my Albatross return home, they get sniped easily by the vertex. So 6 Albatross went in, 2 came out, and a couple vertex destroyed, along with 1 level 2 aviafactory, 1 airfield, and 1 construction yard. Okay, so of course I have to produce more Albatross, because I feel like it's going to be a good idea to produce Albatross and repeatedly bomb, bomb blue right there. Okay, so I decide to attack blue's HQ to prevent any sort of rebuilding. Okay, so 8 Albatross was a little bit over, as 6 Albatross were able to destroy that level 4 HQ. And so blue is easily able to snipe down my Albatross, as they are going extremely slow. Okay, I build another anti-air tower just to defend in case an air raid comes. And there's a lot of units here, a lot. And as green moves in, blue decides to snipe down my allies' HQ, which is a good move on his part, since resistance anti-air is not really able to destroy vertex that efficiently. Okay, so I request some aid from my ally, because I have a very small standing army to defend. Okay, so fast forward a bit. Okay, so we put a scout right here, and we can see that there's a ton of heavy assaults right here. The mistake my ally made was sacrificing his alligators. Instead, he should have moved his alligators back and placed a naval strike boost, so he can engage these units without dying. But nevertheless, this small attack was a little bit smart because it bought us some time, so we could produce some units. Okay, so now I had 10 Albatross, and I start to send them on an attack. But I don't want to attack right here because I think we got it covered. And I put my Albatross on the gold air attack boost. Nice, we destroyed 2 supply centers, 1 anti-air tower, 1 power plant, and 1 level 3 assault vehicle factory. And blue barely had any vertex, and he didn't really decide to come. And as green is outnumbered, his attack completely fails. Okay, so green stops his continuous stream of units and starts to regroup somewhere else. Okay, so I produce more, I construct some more anti-air towers to defend, if needed. And I start to attack once again, but this time in groups of 4. I'll be attacking the HQ, because that's a nice juicy target to snatch. But this time 4 Albatross was enough. So yeah, that's pretty decent. Okay, so 1 HQ down, 1 Vertex factory down. So yeah, Blue's Vertex, he's not able to produce any more Vertex for an extended period of time. At least a minute or so. Okay, so I put on the air raid attack, just as Blue decides to attack my level 3 airfield. Not airfield, aviafactory. But anyways, he only has 1 aviafactory to produce Vertex, so not a big of a deal. Okay, anyways, I send in 1 Albatross to bomb the supply center and basically scout this area, since I have no Hawks. And while that was happening, I saw a couple of Green's units over there, and so I requested some more help from my ally. And my ally is doing a pretty good job. He's basically helping me defend, and defending his own base at the same time. So yeah. I build a ton of sniper towers just to help me defend. Okay, Blue decides to attack my power plants. Pretty bad move, since he's losing a lot of Vertex. And power can easily be re-established by an emergency measures boost. Okay, this is a lot of units. And they just keep coming. And so once my power plants are rebuilt, I put on a gold common defense to increase the damage dealt by the sniper towers. But even with all of these sniper towers, this is way too much to handle. So I immediately request even more help, as this attack may be a very vitally deadly attack. Okay, so I basically sent my Albatross somewhere here, it seems. So yeah. As the last sniper towers are being destroyed, Blue comes in with a couple of Zeus. It's actually kind of my fault neglecting Green has a huge army, along with a couple of Fortress and Flame assaults, so producing riflemen wasn't the best idea. Okay, so my ally is trying his best to produce units and help me defend. Okay, so I built some sniper towers at the back of my base, because if Green decides to advance over here, those sniper towers will engage the units. Okay, so my ally decides to tell me to attack this area with my Albatross, and so I decide to do that. But Albatross is still not that good against units. Okay, so after that bombing run and these sniper towers helping me defend, I was able to quench the attack and save these airfields. Okay, so we put on a gold reconstruction boost so we can reconstruct some of the lost buildings I had. So I build the destroyed administrative buildings in the back. So if green were to attack me once again, at least my administration would be safe. Okay, so my ally is controlling this attack while I rebuild. And I decide to help him out with this one hawk. Not that much of a help, but any help would do. And this is just mass heavy assaults. Heavy assaults are actually pretty underrated by many Confederation players. Okay. So my ally advances a little bit, and I send in my Albatross to attack, because I like Albatross. And yeah, we need to attack. Okay, Albatross going in and bombing the airfield. So Blue's airfield is actually pretty bad in terms of upgrades. One Albatross was almost able to destroy that airfield. And we see that he's constructing another HQ, and no, that's a bad idea. We cannot let him rebuild, so we have to attack. Blue has a hard time microing his units, so yeah. Okay, so now my ally decides to attack this area because green has an airfield. No, not an airfield. A space system being built right there. Okay, so space system destroyed. Airfield destroyed. And that acted as a little scout, so we know where to bomb that HQ next. Okay, Green's defense was too strong, so my ally had to fall back. And I request a small attack right here to demolish Blue's base, since his base is pretty spread out. Okay, but as there are too many heavy assaults to attack, yeah, not really a good idea. So as you guys can see, grenadiers versus heavy assaults, and there were a couple of riflemen and jaguars in the mix as well. Okay, so he's gathering up more units right there. And my ally requested a scout right here, and I agree. Because there could be a space system. And we can see that there's a construction yard. So I fear that there might be a space system right here, or there could be one right here. Okay, and just to be careful, I move this rifleman so we can scout this area. And my ally regroups his troops and decides to attack this area. Okay, so with the red scouting boost, we see that there is actually no space system being built, so that's good. And as my ally is probing Blue's base, this attack will not win. But I send in my Albatross so we can deal some good damage. Okay, so now Blue has no more anti-air left, and that means it's easier to attack his base with my Albatross. And I don't really understand the reason of spreading your base, because you can always individually assign each bomber to its target. You don't always have to send all of your bombers at the same target. So, yeah, blue has kind of a poor base development. Okay, so as I have lots of bombers, and green just keeps on spamming so many heavy assaults, I just decide to spam some riflemen to deal with those heavy assaults. Okay, so I individually target 2 Albatross per airfield. But wow, this HQ actually survived. So I guess he was on a gold air raid attack to prevent some damage being dealt. Okay. So I just start spamming riflemen. Yeah. I send in 2 more bombers to attack this HQ, but it appears that he's already uh, reconstructed. Nah, he repaired. Yeah, he repaired his HQ. Anyways, Green just continues with his infantry spam with a large horde of infantry. So yeah, I just decide to double tap my riflemen, set the rally point for all my barracks there, and just spam some infantry. Because the only way to counter a spam is just spam yourself. Okay, so I send in some more Albatross to once again cripple blue, because that's a good idea. And we can see here that they have more activity than us, and that's a no-no kind of thing. So we have to spam tons and tons of units. More Albatross going in. Okay, so the more and more we attack blue, the less he can actually do. So that's going to increase our activity and decrease their activity. And also, spamming riflemen increases the activity by a lot. So yeah, that's a pretty good move. And so I decide to attack them with this horde of infantry I got. Not a bad move. And my ally also attacks. But the porcupines are also countering the vertex. So yeah. Look at this porcupine. Barely dealing any damage. Blue could have just ignored. But of course, I send in my Albatross to attack the factories and a couple of administrative buildings, so blue cannot produce any vehicles or anything. Blue decides to attack me with 2 Zeus, thinking I do not have any units, but turns out he is wrong, as I have 3 Jaguars and 3 counters 3. I set my Albatross to move to this airfield, just in case this airfield is destroyed. He decides to attack my AV factory. That's a pretty bad move. Come on. Like, my airfield is way less buffed than my Avia factory. And while that's happening, Green is completely under attack. He has no way to counter all this, and he's producing heavy assaults. Yeah, heavy assaults counter riflemen, according to some people. But to his defense, he does have a couple flame assaults, but they're extremely weak, so yeah. As the stream of units continue, I just keep bombing. So yeah. Their goal is just trying to hold out until we reach the 1 minute mark. But no, we're not gonna let that happen. We're gonna continue to attack their base, no matter what. On and on and on. So yeah, as I'm producing some coyotes and some riflemen, I also send in my Albatross on an all-out rampage to destroy the enemy bases. Okay, so with that, a massive force is coming in to clean up Blue's base, and yeah, it's a good game. They could have played better, but yeah, good game. Albatross is pretty good.